Hey everybody, we are live at Paste Studio on the road. We're here in East Nashville at Instrumenthead Live with the Warren Treaty. Warren Treaty, thank you for being here.
Yes!
Yeah!
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, dude, this feels great, man. Thank you so much for being here and making this cool and fun and playing live music for us today. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. And so Heartstown, the album, is out in the world. It's out on Rounder right now. Congratulations to you guys on that. We're going to hear a lot of music from that album. We're going to hear an unreleased tune as well. What's coming up first today?
Actually going to start with the unreleased tune, and it's called Mother's Child. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, huh. Out there in the cyber world, you can clap your hands like this. 2, here we go. Say.
I ain't your sister.
Your brother. What? No, no, no. No, I ain't your brother name. Yeah, I ain't your brother, baby. You ain't my sister, baby. So don't you treat me like your mother's child. Stay on the scene. to the beat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, clap your hands to me. I wanna see you clapping to the beat.
Oh, yeah.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. The warring tree, they gonna give it to
Oh,
you.
give it to
I wanna
ya.
see you scream and shout. Let me see what you're all about. Hey, 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 oh, hey,
Wow. Thank you. Happy Tuesday to everybody, man. This is the coolest thing I've done in forever. Thank you guys so much for coming through and doing this.
Thank you.
Where does that song live in its life cycle of being released, being recorded? I mean, can we expect a studio version of that, or?
In the future, we shall oblige thee. No. Actually, I stand corrected. It was on our very first EP.
Yeah.
We did, but it wasn't this version. It sounded totally different.
Totally different. We recorded in the basement.
We like this version a lot better. So we're going to re-record it and officially release it
Whenever.
somewhere in the future.
Well, I enjoyed that iteration of it. Maybe take this recording of it and release that on Record Store Day. I don't know. This sounded great. Yeah, I want to talk about Heartstown. So it's out in the world on Rounder right now, and the environment that we're in right now, we're at Instrumenthead Live in East Nashville, and hosted by Michael. Thank you so much for having us here. I mean, there's so many, all these photos behind me, the photos behind you. Like, this is a conducive environment to talk about music and to talk about it's the album title really is what I want to talk about. So Heartstown was to you guys like just a place, like a loving place that you want to live, and I feel like we're in the middle of a loving place right now. Can you talk a little bit more and more eloquently than I just did about the reason that you called the album Heartstown?
Well, I think you nailed it. When you look at this incredible place that we're in right now, it embodies the essence of who the photographer is. And when we thought about Heartstown, we thought about having it a place where people could live out their truth, and be accepted for it. And I think so much of that is very important right now in our environment, where people want to be accepted for whether they're Democrat, Republican, whether they're white or black. We all just want to live together. And for those that don't want to, then that's your thing over there. That's your town. But in Heartstown,
Anti-Heartstown.
yeah, in Heartstown is a place where love abides and love lives. And we kind of wanted people to experience what Michael and I experience every day on a everyday basis, in our home.
In some form.
Yeah. Because Heartstown's not always perfect. It's not always a perfect place to be either. You have to work out your kinks, and I think that's with any situation, You have to be honest and truthful and do it in love.
Well, I think you're transmitting that feeling. You're certainly, I can say for a fact, transmitting that feeling to me. I feel great now. I didn't feel great like 40 minutes ago. I feel great. Like, it was hard to wake up, but now I'm awake and I'm in life. I'm in Heartstown with you guys, so thank you for doing this. And we're about to hear, we're gonna hear music from the album, right?
Yes, we are. And this song is called Jealousy.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, oh.
So you say you're not going anywhere, and you think your place is to ruin my life. Oh,
So you think that I'm never gonna change, and you can get away with putting me through your strife.
oh,
Thank you, man. It sounds tremendous. How do you guys feel right now? I feel good.
I feel great. I feel real great. I feel jubilant. Is that a word?
Yeah. Jubilee, jubilant. I feel the same way. Thank you for transmitting that feeling to me and to the internet. Internet too, man. There's a ton of people watching. I think everybody probably feels good at home as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Can we talk a little bit about the process of making this album? I know that it was like an in-house production in terms of, it was you. I mean, 3 of the producers of the album we're looking at right now. Max doing double duty on the upright and the electric guitar. Can you talk about what that environment looks like when you guys get together to collaborate and make stuff like Heartstown?
Family. It's so amazing because, so I was the actual producer, and I wrote all the songs, had this idea of how it would be in my head, and once I released it out into the open, they just come along and just change everything. They tell me my normal ideas, my original ideas was whack. My wife said it first, and then my best friend followed it. So I just feel so under-accomplished. But no, I mean, the whole process is very unique, and I think that we all have learned just how we work, our thing, you know, and just, I think we took for granted the process of being able to create with people in our corner, like Gary, G-Pack, Gary, who was nominated this year for 2 different Grammys on 2 different projects in the same category.
And he has 11 Grammys. Let's make sure we.
That's so
say
weird.
That. Yeah.
But to be in his presence and to allow him to engineer us and that kind of thing, and then to have John Strom, our president of the label, backing us and that kind of thing, and just having all the support from our artist friends like Jason Isbell and Critter Etheridge from the Punch Brothers
yeah.
and the Phenom, Jerry Douglas, you know, and to have that love and support and encouragement from artists in the community like Valerie June, Keb Mo, Buddy Miller, Emmylou Harris, just so many people. And even as it stands today, like Mickey Guyton, to be able to get that kind of validation from her and Mr. Jimmy Allen, we're humbled and we're blessed, and we love creating.
Yeah.
And we create honestly. So this process was a lot difficult because a lot of the songs come from a place that you wouldn't expect, such as our last 2 songs that we're going to do for you guys. But we could talk about this another time.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, great. I mean, I'm enjoying it very much. Hopefully everybody who's watching this right now will continue to watch this session, and then as soon as it wraps, check out the album immediately. I've been enjoying it to no end. And that's great that you guys have this sort of relationship and the comfort level to say that idea was whack. Here's a better one.
Yeah.
And we'll work on it together, because every one of those thousands of decisions that you guys made added up to a really, really wonderful album. So thank you for sharing it with us here today. There's more coming up right now. What are you going to do third today?
This song is called Jubilee, and it was written while we were on tour. And I just remember we having a break, and Tanya actually went home to handle some household stuff with our children, and I was still on the bus with the rest of the guys. And I remember waking up this particular morning and not seeing her there. And I felt instantly like sad. And when she came back, I was like, wow, all of my jubilant moments live in you. So this song is called Jubilee. I see the morning coming in your eyes. Jubilee, Jubilee. It's shining brighter than the sun in your eyes. Jubilee, Jubilee. Oh, yeah, yeah. Come on, baby. I hear the joy ringing in your voice. Jubilee, Jubilee. Yeah. You're kind of singing, cutting through the noise. Jubilee, Jubilee. Oh, Jubilee. Yeah. Jubilee. You're the kind of joy Jubilee, Jubilee. Oh, well, Jubilee, yeah. You're the kind of joy that I need. It's shining brighter than the sun in the sky. Jubilee, Thanks.
Thank you, man. That is a great song. I feel good. You guys are just transmitting a wonderful feeling right now. Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. I've missed this so much. Thank you for doing it. Can we talk, Michael, can we talk about your service a little bit, but not just your military service for the sake of talking about it, but as it relates to your music and as
Yes.
your origin relates to it. So thank you for your service. I knew you were an Iraq veteran, and when I was researching this, when I read Saddam Hussein's pianos, I was like, man, we have to talk about Saddam Hussein's pianos and the origin story, in case some of the people who are watching right now are not aware of that story. I would love to hear you tell it.
Well, pretty much when I served in the war over in Iraq, my commanders, they would look at me and say, oh, we found the weak link, because I was visibly just terrified to be there. And all my battle buddies, shout out to any one of them that's paying attention, they were not. They were ready. They wanted to go to war. They were like little G.I. Joes. And I was like Gomer Pyle. You know, I did not want to be there. But he read in my file that I love music. And it just so happened that Saddam owned a piano. He owned many pianos all around Iraq. But this particular base had one of the first pianos he'd owned. And they took me down in the basement and said, hey, man, do you play? And I was like, no. And they were like, well, when you feeling alone and feeling like you're super depressed and you don't really have any hope, come down here and find your way back home. So I go down in that basement and try to figure it out and finger pick. And I had an ear. And that was the moment where I learned actually how to write songs and I learned how to play the piano. I spent time over there and that's what I would do in my downtime. And make a long story short, that commander that showed me where that piano was, he ended up getting killed. And it was the thing emotionally I needed to unlock that kind of connection I needed to have with this. And I wrote my first song. I performed it for his memorial service in Iraq. And it gave so much healing and so much kind of like solace to the troops that the powers that be decided that would be my job. And I would go around and learn about the fallen, and I would write songs, personal songs, and perform it to give healing. And I would do that from 2005 to 2007 when I would come out. So I just carried that healing power, or at least tried, and over into my civilian life. Now that I'm creating music with the people I love, I found myself having to reach back into those moments. Even like the last song we're going to sing, it's called 5 More Minutes. And I wanted to just share this quick story with everybody who's watching, because it's more than music. It's bigger than music. It's strictly about you and I and us. I have PTSD. I am medically retired from the military. They take care of me. I recently, I'm not ashamed to say this, I recently have made a decision to get back on my mental health meds because of the nightmares and because of certain hallucinations and that kind of thing when I'm off balance. And we all have those moments where we feel like somebody's watching you, or we feel alone and depressed. I had those dark shadows coming. And the last time I had that was in 2017. And in 2017, I was tired of failing, and I was getting ready to take my life. And I like to say, and I've said in many interviews, love snitched on me. And Tanya came to me, and the Albion Police Department in Albion, Michigan, came into my home. I was sitting on the stairs, and Tanya got down between my legs, and she held my face. And she said, Michael, I know you have a plan, and I know you have a time to take your life. She said, but if you'll give me just 5 more minutes to love on you, I promise I can make the rest of your life matter. And
You're breaking the stigma. Keep going. Yeah.
and I'm still living in the 5 minutes. And all I want to say to the people that are watching who feel like me at times, just hold on for 5 more minutes, because your life matters so much. Yeah. And we love you, and we're here for you. And this is our song called 5 More Minutes.
1, 2, 1.
This is our song, y'all. Tasted the wine, smoked a little wisdom in the rain. Are you feeling la 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 la? Getting a little crazy. Stay with me, don't leave just yet. We got all night, so please forget about tomorrow.
Man, I was not fully expecting that. I mean, it felt so good at the beginning. I was not expecting to have a cry. The tears have not come out of my eyes in a long time, but I had a good cry. It feels good, man. So thank you for sharing the music and for sharing the stories behind it. I really, really appreciate everything about what has happened here. And congratulations on Hartstown. It's out in the world on Rounder right now. It is absolutely delightful. I hope everybody checks it out immediately right now. Thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.